man who flies the plane is really sleepy, so he took a quiet nap. As a result, the plane flew over the Pacific Ocean, but the plane has run out of fuel. He had to make a forced landing on the sea. Although he succeeded, the plane was sinking, so the three quickly got their equipment and fled the plane. The captain opened the life raft. The three of them began to drift on the sea. However, George and David are optimistic. They think someone will search for them the next day, but the captain was worried. He was afraid that the life raft would sink, so he didn't sleep. The captain woke them up and asked them to observe the sky together, so as not to miss the rescue plane. Soon David found the dark shadow in the sky. At first, the captain thought it was a bird, but as the shadows get closer, he finally realized that the rescue plane was coming. With years of experience, the captain found that the rescue plane ran out of fuel and was preparing to return, but they didn't have anything to catch the attention of the rescue plane. They can only take off their clothes and wave, but it was too far away and the rescue plane didn't find them. They see hope and then despair. The captain even told them a more desperate message. They have missed the only chance to rescue because they are now in enemy waters, so the rescue team will not risk a second search. They can only rely on themselves. They took out all their belongings, clip and knife, but there is no food or fresh water. To reduce weight, the captain asked them to throw away their shoes. Anyway, it won't be needed in a short time. The captain left his shoes for a rainy day. At night, they took turns to watch the night to avoid being attacked by creatures in the sea. It's the captain's vigil. He picked up his leather shoes and stored his urine. Next, he will start to challenge his bottom line and drank it straight. David was stunned by this operation. It turned out that this was their third day at sea. Three people huddled in a small life raft. The captain began to calculate the wind speed. At the current rate, it will take at least a few weeks to get ashore. The premise is to keep the wind direction unchanged, but without food, they will soon starve to death. George and David decided to make a fishhook. Use pliers as a sink aid. If they are lucky, they may catch a big fish. A fish soon got hooked, but when David pulled, the ropes had been bitten off. It seems that they are not the only ones hungry. Thirsty George couldn't hold on. They haven't had water for 5 days. George took the seawater and prepared to drink it. The captain stopped him. After all, the sea only makes him thirsty. At this time, the captain was surprised to find a pencil. With this pencil, he can draw a nautical chart, determine their general position, but the sea breeze blows southward and northward. Can't control the direction at all, so they used life jackets to make a simple sea anchor. It can avoid being blown in the wrong direction by the wind, as long as there is a chance of survival. They will try hard, but the intense sunshine every day makes them hungry and thirsty, so they had to pray to heaven. They hoped for a rain. Maybe God heard their prayers. It really rained at night. They drank the rain excitedly. Don't forget to use clothes to store rainwater, but they still lack food. In the end, they will starve to death. David fished for several days without any fish, so he angrily forked his knife into the sea. The captain warned him, if he forks into the life raft, they will not survive. David did not listen to the captain's dissuasion, but they were once again blessed. David just forked a shark. At last, they don't have to go hungry. But how many days can a little shark last? Soon, their remaining rainwater was also drunk. They prayed as usual. David still sticks to spearing fish with a knife, but this time it doesn't seem to work. Soon they were stuck at sea for 15 days. The strong sun made several people's skin fester. They were too hungry to speak, but then David took George's pistol, asked him if he wants it. Two men don't eat. They will starve to death. So they aimed at the seabird beside their companion. The seabird was successfully hit. They can live a few more days. The captain picked up seabirds from the sea. Unexpectedly, it attracted sharks. Critical moment. The captain had to swim like hell. Fortunately, he managed to climb onto the life raft. The shark went downstream from the life raft. On the 20th day of wandering, none of the three have energy. The captain woke up. He was furious when he found that no one was watching. But David asked the captain, how many days have passed? Where is the island you mentioned? We're just lying to ourselves. The captain was silent. He remembered falling asleep on the plane, missed the turning point, causing them to drift to sea. He must bring the two boys home safely, so he took out his leather shoes and cut them off. If there is no wind, they can only make it by themselves. But how long can the aimless rowing last? Soon another 10 days passed. Their every move seemed so powerless, but they still did not give up the hope of survival. That night, God gave them another rain. They used clothes to catch the rain, but this time, it seems that it is not as simple as raining. With a flash of lightning, a violent storm is coming. They had to cling to the life raft, but it was overturned by the waves. Their last belongings sank to the bottom of the sea. Fortunately, they climbed back to the life raft safely, but after this storm, they have nothing left, have no strength to continue to row, even had hallucinations. It seems that everything beautiful is in sight. George felt that since God had let them live for a month, then God must hope that they can persist. So the three continued to row forward with their hands. On the 34th day, due to thirst, the captain still failed to stick to their agreement. He began to drink the seawater. Just then, David found a piece of land in front of him. This time, it's not an illusion. They also really laughed happily. They rowed towards the shore with their last strength. Even the waves came to help them, successfully washed them to the shore. 34 days of wandering on the sea finally came to an end.